everybody, and welcome back to another episode of In the Van with James. I am said James, this is said Van, and we're traveling today towards the beautiful city of Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Not sure if we've had Maple Ridge on the show yet, but Maple Ridge is a great little community. It's a city, let's face it. North side of the river in Vancouver area. It is nestled up on the mountains with such beautiful places as Alouette Lake, the Alouette River, beautiful place to go canoeing in the summertime. I don't know if you can see outside, but it's not the summertime right now. It is quite wintry. In BC, we get like literally 4 or 5 days of snow. Right now, we are in the throes of this snow, and we are heading out from our office out to beautiful Maple Ridge to see some great folks there, get them set up with some laser stuff. Before we begin today's episode on acrylic, we're gonna give a shout out to some of the people who watch this show who aren't even laser people, or at least not laser people yet. People who just enjoy watching. I mean, I really appreciate you guys, and some of your comments and some of the stuff that you're throwing up on Facebook is pretty spectacular. So thanks a lot for watching, and we're gonna get into a little talk about acrylic. So let's get it going. So what is acrylic? A lot of people will think maybe nail polish. There's acrylic nail polish. There's acrylic paint for you painters out there. Some of you people know what acrylic is. You might change your mind when I say something like plexiglass. Plexiglass is definitely acrylic. It's just a brand name of acrylic. And when we talk about acrylic as laser people, we talk about the sheet stock normally, or perhaps acrylic awards that we're making, but it is really a sheet stock of usually clear plastic. Sometimes we'll have different colors, so it'll be black, or sometimes it will be frosted. Trotec itself has a brand of acrylic called TroGlass. This stuff's spectacular, and we'll be talking about it throughout this episode. And I just slid a little bit there, so that's pretty cool. Okay, we'll be talking about it a little bit throughout this episode, so look up for that. But acrylic is a sheet stock of predominantly clear plastic that laser engraves and laser cuts really well. So there are two types of acrylic that you really need to watch out for. There are cast acrylic and there's extruded acrylic. Extruded acrylic is processed by pulling liquid or semi-liquid acrylic through a shape or through a sheet type slot, and it's being pulled into the shape of either a sheet or maybe it's pulled through an extrusion to make it into a box or into a tube. So anytime you see box acrylic or tube acrylic, it's always going to be extruded acrylic. Now cast acrylic is done by basically pouring into a mold liquid acrylic, and then it hardens, and then they do their polishing and flattening after that. If you want a glimpse into the acrylic process, you have to watch that Star Trek episode where Captain Kirk and the crew they go back in time to 1984, and they're in an acrylic factory to try to make some kind of a whale tank on the ship. You can see the people actually producing acrylic. They're in an acrylic factory at that point. So shout out to Captain Kirk and his crew for using acrylic as well. But the cast acrylic is the stuff that we really like to laser engrave on. The extruded acrylic, if you try to laser engrave extruded acrylic, it tends to go kind of clear, and it doesn't give you that nice crispy white edge that you'd like when you're engraving it. So the extruded acrylic, when you cut it, it leaves a much glassier, sort of curvier edge than you would with extruded acrylic. So if you want to engrave on the acrylic, and most of the stuff we're using, and basically all the TroGlass, is all cast acrylic. Use the cast acrylic for engraving and for cutting. all your awards, name tags, these kinds of things, we're going to be using cast acrylic. Now, I get questions all the time, how do I process acrylic properly? There's people who throw the piece of acrylic down onto the bed and they start processing it, and they get things like hazy edges, or they get little pinholes on the back of the piece of acrylic when they're cutting it. Let's set some things straight. First of all, hazy edges. If you're cutting acrylic and you have plenty of air, this is the air that comes through your nose cone and shoots through the cut. If you've got lots of air pressure on, what's going to happen is the beam of light is going to melt that edge of acrylic, and then the air is going to be blowing past it. So it's going to create kind of a haze to your cut. And this is all because the air is blowing past it and causing sort of an air friction on the edge of the piece. So what you want to do is keep your air, you need to keep that air on, but you need to turn it down a little bit. So if you're on a compressor system with our gas kit, you're going to want to turn that down. You want to actually take the nose cone off and put the bigger throat nose cone. There's two throats, the thin one and the thick one. Put the thick throat nose cone on. Turn your air pressure down so that you're not blowing it really hard through the cut, but just sort of wafting away any of the flammable smoke on the surface of the acrylic. That's the first thing that you want to do for the hazy edges. For the little pinholes on the back when you cut, a lot of people are taking thin acrylic and they're putting it straight down on top of a cutting grid, and then they cut around it. Well, what happens every time that beam passes over a slice of the cutting grid, a little flat edge of the cutting grid, there's a tiny little reflection, just enough to shoot back up a tiny bit, and that's what those little ticks are. It's a reflection from the laser beam reflecting up from the grid. So what I do is I'll mask the back part, or maybe an extra piece of mask on the back part of the acrylic, and that way it will sit flat, you'll cut through, and when it does do that reflection, it's just going to burn through the mask. The other thing I do is I lift the acrylic up on some little other pieces of acrylic. This way, when it passes over those grates on the cutting grid, those little flat parts, it will reflect up, but it will diffuse so much that it won't harm the back of your acrylic. So lift up the acrylic a little bit on those little pieces of acrylic themselves, or put some extra mask on the back, and that will avoid some of those little pinholes on the back of your acrylic when you're cutting thin stuff. Two different ways of engraving acrylic. You can engrave perfectly in focus, and we're talking cast acrylic here. You can engrave perfectly in focus, or you can engrave out of focus. Now, if it's perfectly in focus, you're going to get a very white, powdery engraving, kind of like the powdery you see out here. I'm sure that somebody is engraving the world with some kind of massive laser, and that's why everything around me is white and full of snow. What we're going to do is we're going to keep it in focus. We're going to engrave. You're going to get these nice white letters or white photographs on the surface of your acrylic. Now, if you don't want that nice white look and you want that silver look in cast acrylic, take it out of focus. Let's go out of focus 1/8 of an inch. Let's go out of focus a little more than that. The more out of focus you get less of a concentrated engraving and more of a sophisticated heat beam. And so with this heat beam, we can melt the acrylic and therefore get that effect of sort of a clear, sort of a lens look. This is especially good when you need to color fill the acrylic. So let's say we've painted the acrylic black on the back, or we've used TroGlass reverse. We can engrave out of focus. It will create a nice clear lens look through our engraving, and then we color fill, let's say red for making the Trotec logo. We can engrave that inside of it, and the paint will show up really well. If we engrave this TroGlass reverse in perfect focus, you're going to get a kind of a powdery look, and that red will be kind of subdued. It won't be as crisp and clean as you would if you had taken the laser out of focus. Now, a shout out to my man Jeff up in Campbell River, who's just been talking to me about hooking up a UV printer with along with his laser to get the maximum use out of his laser machine. A lot of people are doing this now because UV printers are so spectacular for doing one-off printings on acrylic. We can use the Trotec laser with job control vision. And now job control vision gives us the ability to strap a camera onto the head of the laser that's going to read these black fiducials or registration marks on the printed acrylic. So let's say we want to print a picture of a mouse, a cartoon mouse, let's say, and we want to cut the cartoon mouse out, his perfect profile of the cartoon mouse. Well, we will produce these black registration marks around him, at least 3. The camera will read these black marks and it will produce a very, very clear cut around whatever object you have on there. And it can read this whether you've skewed the part or whether it's on an angle, whether you scaled it down or kept it scaled up. All of these things can be done with a job control vision camera. You print the part with your UV printer, you put it in the laser reads those black marks, and then it cuts around the part so that you're left with the part that you need. This used to be done by, maybe printing onto vinyl and carefully placing down. But if you make one mistake, and believe me, it's easy to make mistakes with vinyl, you make one mistake and you got to start over again. For sign shops and for busy shops like this is an essential piece of equipment, or at least it's becoming essential. A lot of people ask me as well, how do we get the acrylic looking nice and clear on the edge without those little cut lines or striations as they're called? How do we get that to happen? We've put it at low hertz, low frequency, we put it at high frequency. I like to use somewhere around 2,500 hertz when cutting acrylic. Now, to get that nice glassy edge that you see on all the marketing videos, the best thing that you can do is put your laser out of focus. So you put it out of focus in 1/8 of an inch, something like that, maybe even less than that. But you put it out of focus. So it's going to give you a little wider cut. But you will also have to take the power and turn that up. So effectively what you're doing is you're using lots of frequency, or at least a middle amount of frequency, 2,500 hertz. You are going to overpower the cut, so more power than you need, slowing it down. And then you're going to take it out of focus. So back to the sophisticated heat beam. And what this is going to do is it's going to melt a part through the acrylic. Let's picture this. You have a candle, you cut it with a knife really fast, and you're going to see those knife marks, okay? If you take that same candle and you cut it with a hot wire, what's going to happen? You're going to have this shiny, melted look. It's going to be it's the same thing with the laser. If you cut it really fast, you're going to see those striations for sure. If you cut it really in focus, you're going to get a really tight cut, which is fine for a lot of things. In fact, it's wanted for a lot of things. But if you want that truly glassy edge, you got to take it out of focus, overpower it, slow it down, and raise the frequency. I could have given you an entire episode on each one of these points about acrylic. Acrylic is something that people want to know a lot about, and there's a lot of sort of different information out there. One website will tell you one thing, one website will tell you another. I may not be right on everything, but it's the way I do it, and I'm pretty successful with it. What we should probably be doing is maybe breaking these points down a little more. Maybe in the comments below, tell me what you want to know about acrylic, so that I can maybe design another show that specifically targets different problems or different solutions that people have. Okay, so that's acrylic for you. It's a fantastic world. I love acrylic. It's my favorite process on the laser. I can make models with it. I can do really great new awards with it. I can build a lot of really cool stuff with acrylic. It's easy to work with. It's clean. It glues together nice with methylene chloride. It is just a really good process to do. So guys, what I want you to do, as always, leave some comments below. It's sort of the fuel for this. We love hearing what you guys like and what you guys don't like. We love answering questions, and we like seeing where you guys are from and what your story is too. It's really interesting for us to see what you guys are all about as well. So leave us a little story about your own selves in the comments below. It's really fun for us to look at that. And if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel. There is so much on here, not just this show, but there's so much stuff with Mike and with the tech corners and with all of these things that our marketing team is doing. We're really pouring a lot of time into you guys so that you guys can learn how to use your Trotec lasers even better. Listen, guys, I want to bid you adieu for today. Take care and engrave on.